All right, so this is my very ugly end of the summer lawn. Look at this. It's disgusting. Look at that. Patches of brown everywhere, lack of water, fungus, nutrients, patches everywhere. Look how disgusting this is. So, I decided to take a whole vacation day from work. What I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be renovating my backyard and then patching up my front yard. You can see all these patches. I watered my lawn, it looked great all summer, and this is what I get. So I already had mowed the lawn really low, way lower than I normally do. And now what I'm going to do is dethatch the lawn. And I'm going to use my Greenworks lawn dethatcher. Right now I have the power rake in. Some people call these the dethatcher. Some people call it the power rake. But the Scarifier tool is not on. I have specifically the power rake. This is my battery powered one. I spent a little bit extra. I changed the setting to make it lower so I get some good contact with the ground and pull up that thatch. And then what I did is I just kept going, and I did my whole backyard. I just ran this dethatcher through everything and pulled up all that yellow gunk. Look at that. Like I said in the beginning, disgusting. Now I'm going to speed it up. And there's me doing the rest of the backyard. Like I mentioned, I cut it really low. I actually had done a dethatch a couple weeks ago. And what I found is when I went to pick up all the leftover thatch, what I used was my lawnmower, and I went over it multiple times and it did not get everything. And what ended up happening was the stuff that was left over sat on top of my lawn and created a bunch of those patches that you saw in the beginning. So instead of just leaving those patches, I just couldn't stand it, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna re-dethatch. I dethatched that a couple weeks ago. So this is 2 weeks of thatch. I probably could have gone over it a couple more times, but I was in a hurry. I think my son was doing his bedtime snack. Had to get ready to put him down for bed. I just wanted to do something really quick, but just look at how much thatch was pulled up. And I dethatched 2 weeks prior to this. Pretty amazing stuff. All right. And then, like I mentioned before, the bare spots, those really disgusting spots I showed you before, I ran over those multiple times, thatched them up, tried to bake up the ground. And then, like I said last time, I actually tried to pick it up with the mower, and I did not like the results. So instead, I just went ahead and raked it up. It looks like it takes a long time, but in reality, it did not take much time at all. It was actually faster to rake up all this thatch than it was to mow it up and try to pick it up with my lawnmower. I know everyone does it. Maybe my mower doesn't have enough suction power to pull up all that thatch, but literally this probably took me 20 minutes, maybe. You can see I picked up all that thatch. And you can see this hand rake that I have, it is fantastic. I picked up all the leaves with this thing. It's like $10 on Amazon. I'm going to put a link in the description below. And if you buy it or purchase it, I'll get a little bit of a kickback. You don't have to use the link if you don't want, but I would appreciate it if you do. It's fantastic. It makes this job much easier. You can see just how fast I pick up these leaves, and it's good for like little if you use the big rake and you have like a little bit left over, it's really great for that. And then the next thing I did was I had some Scott's topsoil. This has topsoil also mixed in with some peat moss. I actually had a couple different bags of different types of topsoil, and I really like this one the best because it had that peat moss. And when I did water the top of the soil, I could tell that it was retaining the moisture much better. So I'd highly recommend that you use the Scott's topsoil to do this project. So for now, I'm going to speed this up and just go ahead and listen to the music and jam out. And this is where I did not realize that I did not press record on my camera when I did the seeding part. But pretty much what I did was I grabbed the seed bag and I seeded all this by hand. And this shows here just about the amount of seed that I applied on top of the topsoil. And then later on in the video, I'll show you how I rake that in using a weasel. And here's me moving to the front yard, and I'm going to be doing all the exact same things. I'm going to be dethatching this area, then I'm going to rake it up, and then after that I'm going to apply topsoil everywhere, and I'm going to apply the seed, and then I'll slow it back down and let you see how I rake it all in. Alright, enjoy. Here's me just breaking up the soil. It was really dry before, and I actually watered it for about 30 minutes just to kind of loosen this up because there was a few bare spots that I really wanted to get loosened up prior to planting the seed. The power rake helped a little bit here, but when I power raked, everything was dry, so I watered it, and then I used this weasel tool to break up the soil to loosen it up prior to doing the seeding project. Now I'm going to be adding bags of topsoil all over the place, and then what I'm actually going to do is I dump it out onto the grass, and I use a regular rake, garden rake, to spread the soil and kind of even out the surface a little bit. And after I open this last bag, I'll show you what that looks like. So here you can see me grabbing my rake, and I'm just taking the piles and I'm just spreading it out evenly, getting in all the different cracks from where I dethatched. And then my next step, I'll go ahead and fill up my spreader with seed. I'll put on a fairly heavy rake because this area was really thin. And then from there, I'll show you what that looks like. This is the weasel that I used to make everything in. Use this to the front yard and the backyard. So I already laid down the seed on top of the topsoil. And I use this tool to give it some good seed to soil contact. And I just use this instead of a rake. It's a really good job of combining that topsoil and seed together and getting a mixed fruit really well. And there we are. Everything was done. This pretty much took me the full day. And the last thing I did was I turned on my sprinkler system and I watered in all the grass seed that I just planted. And coming up here shortly, after I'm done watering, I'll show you exactly what that looks like here in about a week. So here we go. All right, here we are, 1 week after seeding. You can see the little baby grass popping up here. It's really thin right now. I'm gonna let it grow a little bit taller, but you can see, look at that popping up. This was exactly 1 week. I watered every day. I think I did it every 2 hours for about 5 to 10 minutes. And what I did was I checked the soil. If it dried out, then I increased the frequency. I watered more often. If I saw that it was still damp, then I would extend it. So for me, depending on the area of the yard, I found that once every 2 hours seemed to work out really well for about 5 minutes. And that kept the soil moist. And this is the result after 1 week. Look at all that baby grass. So now I'm going to continue to water it. And then I'll give you the week and a half, 2 week update. So here we are, 2 weeks in. This is the front yard. This is with the overseed, the patching up the grass. So everything on the left along those rocks, I added new seed to patch up and some topsoil. And here's that section. 2 weeks now, I just gave it its first mow. You see how thick it's coming in. All this right here, I've been keeping off of it. And yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment below and let me know. Did I mess up somewhere? Would you do something different? Just let me know. Thanks. Bye.